What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great start to your Wednesday. So I wanted to come on here real quick and talk about this Tamron Hall situation. So Dr.Ian Smith appeared on the Karen Hunter show, and he's basically alleging that Tamron Hall don't want to deal with her own people. Now, that's not quite surprising, is it to you? Not to me. Now, Dr.Ian Smith, who is a health and wellness expert and a very accomplished author, basically went on to the Karen Hunter show and let it go. Now, I've seen Dr.Ian Smith all over the television for many years, from Dr. Phil to Rachel Ray to, other individuals, the doctors and things like that. He's been on television for years, right? Doing his thing, trying to educate people about health and wellness. And also he's dabbed into the business side, trying to educate people on that as well. Now, basically, he had some very disturbing things to say about Tamron Hall and Tamron Hall's executive producer. Guys, I want you to check out this soundbite, and then I'll be back.
I want to thank you for giving a platform for professional voices, particularly people of color. You and I have been friends for a long time, and I get on all the shows that you can imagine when I want to talk. I'm lucky that way. But there are a lot of people who look like me, who are equally educated, equally articulate, who are not giving a platform on major shows. And, they won't bring on African American or Latinx people of experts to talk about things like education or sociology or medicine or law. They will only bring us on when we're an entertainer or an athlete or we do something salacious. There is a talk show with an African American host, with an African American executive producer that has said to publicists, do not pitch us your black clients. We are not a black show. Pitch us your white clients. We don't want to be looked at as a black show. Once again, it's an African American TV host with an African American executive producer. For those who don't know TV, that means that person's in charge of the show, who have sent messages to publicists around the country that do not pitch us your black clients, pitch us your white clients. We are not a black show. However, this show will continue to bring on black experts when they do something salacious, when they're in the headlines for doing something bad. Then they'll bring black people on to talk about that, but they won't bring us on to talk about COVID, to talk about education, to talk about the law, when we can look professional and experts. And I'm putting this show on blast because when shows and white hosts don't let us on, we criticize them, but the same criticism has to be held for shows that are helmed and hosted by black people that keep us off the airways. And it's just not right. There are a lot of brothers and sisters who deserve to have time, who have good information to share beyond Dr. Ian Smith. I know I get on all the shows. I've been doing this for a long time, but there are other people who are as good, if not better than me, and they can't get on, and that's not right.
Okay, what's the show?
Well, you figure it out. You're a journalist.
No, you're not. No, you're not gonna do that.
No.
Come on. What's the show?
You an old school journalist from the Daily News. We go way back.
I ain't got time for this. Is it a cable news show? Is it a talk show? Oh,
it's a talk show on a main channel.
Now, did the person pass out with a Statue of Liberty outfit on?
Nope.
Okay, it's not that one because she's had you on. She's had you
on.
Is it on? Is it syndicated?
It's syndicated.
It's syndicated.
Yeah.
Oh, was this person formerly? Was she formerly on? Is it a she? It's a she. Was she formerly on cable and then was on NBC and then moved to her own show with her name on? Is it that one? Okay.
Hey, Karen,
I think we should call the name. Call the name.
Karen, let me ask you a question. As someone who is a pundit who's been on lots of shows over your career, you know how hard it is for bookers to book us on shows on national platforms. It's hard for us to get on those shows unless we do something crazy. So you know how bad I must feel. You know how bad I must feel that someone who's an African American with an African American executive producer would do this to brothers and sisters. Is wrong.
But you understand.
If they only knew that the person you're watching every day has sent a mandate to her producers to not book African Americans unless they did something scandalous and embarrassing and shameful. If they only knew that, but see, they don't know that. But hopefully they'll do their research. and realize it. And sooner or later, someone's going to call them out by name of who this person
I'm
is.
gonna do that. All right. So,
all right, guys.
Tamron Hall, you heard it.
All right, so first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the Karen Hunter Show. If you guys haven't checked out her show on Sirius XM, I suggest that you do. It's a very great show. I listen to it all the time. So run over there and check that queen out, all right? You won't be disappointed. Now, I want to talk about what Dr. Ian Smith said briefly. Now, basically, he's alleging that Tamron Hall and Tamron's producer don't want to bring people on the show that have the same hue as they do unless they have some news that's filled with drama, that's filled with entertainment, that's filled with embarrassment about the particular people that they're interviewing, because they know that that increases ratings. And so with Dr. Ian Smith being a health and wellness expert, I have to say that he must have been denied an opportunity to go on the Tamron Hall show. Now, I know he tried to put it off and say that there are other people that are just as educated as he is in the same field that are not getting these opportunities. But for him to come out, I think it's something personal that happened between him and Tamron Hall. So basically what he's saying is that, you know, the fact that he's a health and wellness expert and he could come on her show and provide education and help people understand the things that they should be eating, the things that they shouldn't eat, and also give them, you know, some type of business advice. That's not wanted, because that's helping people. But what is wanted, let's say if Dr. Ian Smith was caught with Wendy Williams coming out of a hotel, then, you know, he's wanted. He's a hot topic. They want him on the show. He's in high demand, and he would have no problem being on the Tamron Hall show. Now, not just Tamron Hall, but a lot of shows play by these rules. It's all about driving the ratings. But the problem is that Dr. Ian Smith is specifically alleging that Tamron Hall has sent out these mandates that state that this show is not for people that have the same hue as she does. So basically, she's separating herself and she's letting everyone know that I'm on this Oprah tip, right? So it definitely seems that Tamron Hall is trying to cater to a certain audience, right? If you get what I mean. So if you're a brother or if you're a sister and you're trying to get on her show, unless it has negative press that involves the individual that she's interviewing, like Nene. She had Nene on the show when Nene was going through her whole ordeal with the housewives, right? And she also had Tamar on the show when Tamar was going through her situation with David, and they had that altercation in the car. And so I remember Tamar being on the show. And so the two things that Tamar and Nene have in common when they were on Tamron's show is that they were both crying over their pain. And so, you know, I see where Dr. Ian Smith is going with this. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go and let y'all have that in the comments. Drop down and let me know what you think about this particular situation. Like I said earlier, I am not surprised by Tamron Hall whatsoever, you know, and I believe Dr. Ian Smith. That's just my personal opinion. But anyway, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this entire matter. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll get with you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.